Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're putting on our director's hats to figure out how we could take a complex, ancient text and turn it into a truly powerful visual story. Okay, let's just dive right in. This is the ultimate creative challenge, isn't it? Trying to bridge thousands of years of history to connect with an audience today. How do you take these words on a page, from 2,000 years ago and make them feel alive right now? Yeah, this is the big problem, right? Often we approach source material like this, and it feels like a museum piece. You know it's profound, you know it's important, but it's kind of locked behind glass. It feels distant and abstract. Our job today is to smash that glass and pull the story right into the present.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to become cinematic directors for a day. We're going to take the text of Matthew chapter 2 and treat it like our script, our source material. And from there, we'll break it down scene by scene to build a visual narrative right from the ground up. Every great movie starts by setting the scene, right? You have to establish the world. So let's dig into the dramatic backdrop of our story here, because you have to understand the stakes.
Wow, look at this. This story doesn't start on some silent holy night. Not at all. It starts like a political thriller. You've got this so-called peace that's really just ruled by force. You've got a king, Herod, who's a paranoid madman murdering his own family, and you have a whole nation that's been waiting in silence for a hero for 400 years. The whole world is a powder keg, just waiting for a spark. Okay, so we've got the setting. Now let's bring in our characters, because every good story needs that central conflict, right? A hero versus a villain. And visually, the contrast here is just massive.
And this is where we as directors can really have some fun. This is our visual language right here. You can just picture it. Herod's world is all cold stone, long shadows, blues and grays. And then you have Jesus's world, warm, golden hour light, a humble, simple home. It's the kingdom of fear clashing with the kingdom of love. And we can tell that whole story just with light and color.
So this is absolutely crucial. When we think Magi, we can't just picture three wise men on camels. No way. To get the story right, our prompt for an AI image generator would be way more epic. Think about it. A massive, intimidating caravan of Parthian kingmakers kicking up dust as they enter Jerusalem at sunset. Their arrival isn't a quaint visit. It's a political statement. It's a threat. This is just such a powerful, ironic twist for a storyteller. You've got one group, the scribes, who have all the information. They literally have the map, but they won't even walk 5 miles. And then you have this other group, the Magi, who just have a glimmer of light, a single star, and they are willing to cross a desert for it. It really makes you ask, what's the real difference between knowing the truth and actually seeking it?
Okay, so enough theory, let's get practical. It's time to move from analyzing the script to actually building our shot list. We're going to take those key moments, the anchors of the story, and translate them into real cinematic scenes. So here it is, our narrative arc. You can almost see it as a 5-act play. We start big with this public, political confrontation. Then we zoom way in to this incredibly intimate, sacred moment of worship. Then bam, a sharp turn into a desperate chase, a flight for their lives. And it all ends with this quiet, humble return. Each of these beats needs its own look, its own feel. This right here, this is the climax of the first half of our movie. This is the payoff. Everything they've been searching for, all the miles they've traveled, all the risks they've taken, it all comes down to this one simple, powerful moment. Now, as the director of this scene, the details matter. The Greek word here for worship, proskuneo, it isn't just a polite nod. It literally means to kiss the ground toward. It's total surrender. So our prompt has to capture that. We're not just saying they bowed. We're saying powerful royal advisors lay themselves flat on a dusty floor before a toddler, their expensive robes dragging in the dirt. It's all about showing that complete and utter surrender. And check out the props in this scene. They are not random at all. They're packed with foreshadowing. Each gift tells a piece of the story. Gold for a king, frankincense for a priest, a divine being, and myrrh, an oil used for burial. It's for a tomb. So in one single shot, with 3 objects, we're telling the audience who this child is and what's going to happen to him. That's just brilliant visual storytelling. And then, bam, a hard cut. We jump from this quiet, beautiful moment of worship straight into a heart-pounding thriller. As the director, you'd use that jolt to totally shock the audience.
The lighting flips from warm to cold and menacing. The music gets super tense. The whole pace just kicks into high gear as this family suddenly becomes fugitives on the run. Okay, so why are we doing all this? Why break down an ancient story like it's a screenplay? What does any of this have to do with us, right here, right now? Well, this story actually leaves us with three big challenges, three ways to kind of apply this whole narrative to our own lives. You can think of them as three acts in your own personal story. First up, offer your gold. The Magi didn't just bring some spare change. They brought their absolute best, their treasure. So that throws the question right back at us. What's the most valuable thing you have to offer? What's your gold? Is it your talent, your time, your resources? And are you dedicating it to something bigger than yourself? I absolutely love this one. Step 2, depart by another way. So the Magi get this warning in a dream, right? Don't go back to Herod. It's such a great metaphor for personal change. When you have a genuine encounter with something true, something profound, you can't go back the way you came. It should be impossible to walk down those same old roads or fall into the same old habits. And last but not least, there's Joseph's example. Trust the nudge. He gets this warning in a dream, just a nudge, really. And what does he do? He acts immediately. In the middle of the night, he doesn't sit down and make a pro-con list or do a risk analysis. He just trusts that intuition. It's such a powerful picture of what can happen when we just listen to that quiet inner voice and obey. And this is the final question the movie leaves you with. It's that thought that sticks with you as the credits are rolling. It turns the mirror right back on us. And the question isn't, what do you know? It's, what are you willing to do? Are you the scholar with all the right answers who never leaves the library? Or are you the seeker who's willing to cross a desert? So, as we wrap up this whole creative exercise, the story leaves us right here with this very personal challenge. After everything we've seen, after this encounter, what has to change? What old road, what old way of doing things will you no longer walk? That's the real question the story leaves us to answer for ourselves.
Take this truth into your day. Let his light now lead your way.